Hey guys, to Jew22 here, and welcome to SmackDown. And this show is brought to you by MuchGames.ca and Insomania Game, and I forgot to turn up the volume. And we are live here in Los Angeles, and I tell you one thing, Los Angeles has been a hotbed for wrestling because every time that we have a show, more often than not, Los Angeles excuse me, let me slow down. Los Angeles seems to outbid every other city to have a show, and apparently they love us enough to have another show. So I'm surprised they are doing that for us. So I just want to thank the people of Los Angeles, as well as the Staples Center. You know, the people that own it, really, like the Lakers and the Clippers and the Los Angeles Kings, the hockey team. And how ironic, I mean, this is in Los Angeles, and CM Punk is from Chicago, Illinois, so he's a big Blackhawks fan. But this guy could care less, because he's from the great state of Minnesota, and his team is already out of the playoffs. In fact, none of his teams have done well, so that pretty much pisses him off already. So, you know, as far as Brock Lesnar is concerned, between him and CM Punk, you know, to quote the great Michael Jackson, this is it. This is the last match between them two for good. I mean, this is going to end it one way or the other. Either Brock Lesnar is going to prove himself to be the better man, or CM Punk will. I mean, Brock Lesnar, he won the first match. CM Punk won the second and third matches. Brock Lesnar would win the fourth match, which brings us to a 2-2 tie. And the winner of this wins the series, wins the feud, and proves himself to be the superior athlete. And this is an Inferno match. And to win this match is not by pinfall. You can't even force your opponent to submit. I mean, you can beat the crap out of your opponent all you want, but to win the match is to set your opponent on fire. Yes, you heard right. You have to set your opponent on fire. And there is no time limit, so this match is going to last as long as it will until there is a winner. And I have to say, you know, this match is a very dangerous match. And when you have two guys that have no love lost for each other, they will go to every length they will to set each other on fire. That's how much these two men hate each other, and they want to see the other burn. These two want to set the other on fire and, watch him burn. As an analogy to, you can go to hell. I mean, I'm very fortunate enough never to have been in one, so I'm just happy that I'm not the one in there. But one of these two men will be set on fire, and that's no joke. So yeah, this match will last as long as it will until there's a winner. There must be a winner. I mean, these two have been at each other's throats for quite a while, whether it was on SmackDown or any other pay-per-view match or something like that. Whoa, what a move! A massive fisherman suplex, but we've never seen a fisherman suplex executed like that before. Or if we have, it hardly ever happens because, well, a released German suplex onto CM Punk. And a whip into the corner goes CM Punk. I mean, first and foremost, you have to ground your opponent, and then, number two, you have to roll him into the fire. So right now, they're just trying to soften each other up, so that either one can set the other on fire. I mean, this is just I mean, this is one of those matches where you just don't... You never want to get to that point, but it's gotten to that point where they want to settle it once and for all. And a massive superplex from off the top rope on Brock Lesnar. I mean, you know, these two, this is their 5th match against one another, so they should know what to do. You know, like, CM Punk knows what he has to do against Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar knows what he needs to do against CM Punk. So I don't have to tell you, and I don't have to tell them what to do, because they know what to do. It just comes down to execution and not making any mistakes. You don't want to make a mistake, especially in a match like this. That's just a given, really. Oh, and a knee right to the head of Brock Lesnar. Uh-oh, now CM Punk is going to roll him right into the fire. Now, can Brock Lesnar prevent this? CM Punk is closing in. Oh, wow, very close was CM Punk. And a spinning neck breaker onto Brock Lesnar. I just have to breathe. I gotta breathe. You know, sometimes I have to do that. But, yeah. A snapmare and an elbow right to the back of the head. I mean, an elbow from Lesnar is like getting hit with a bullhammer. I mean, not that I've ever been hit with a bullhammer, I'm just saying that's what, you know, Brock Lesnar's entourage would say about that. And, excuse me, I had to burp there. But, you know, I did have a good meal at Wingstop. It's a really good place to go. You know, I mean, sure, Buffalo Wild Wings is good too, but if you just want to eat wings and not so much, you know, pay more than what you need to for wings. What I'm trying to get at is that unless you want to be entertained, if you want to go watch sports on the big screen and watch it with a bunch of friends and drink out, I mean, if that's what you want, then that's the place to go. I mean, you know, that's the place to go, because that's where I went for my birthday, and it was an amazing experience. But if you just want wings, then Wingstop is the place for you. And wait a minute, Anaconda Vice onto Brock Lesnar, but you know, Lesnar can tap out all he wants. It's not going to do him any good, and it's not going to do CM Punk any good. You have to set your opponent on fire, and yeah, Brock Lesnar's tapping out, but that's not going to do him any good. Oh, and a couple of elbows right to the arm. I guess he wants to soften him up just so that he can set him on fire, I guess. And very close. Well, I guess he didn't have enough. I guess he didn't do enough to do, you know, to put him away. Did CM Punk. Oh, and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker onto Brock Lesnar. Uh-oh, now he's going to roll him close to the fire. Uh-oh. Now, is CM Punk going to be able to do this? Can he do it? No. That's twice that CM Punk, you know, had the match won, but close. Oh, wait a minute. That back elbow actually busted him open. A monkey flip onto Lesnar. And Lesnar, I'm surprised, I was surprised that CM Punk was just standing there like an idiot, because he could have just went for the win, but I think Lesnar's going to make him pay for it. mean, after getting punched in the face, but it's Lesnar who's been busted open. I mean, it's so hot out, you know. I mean, it's very hot, you know, outside, but it's very hot in here, especially with the flames. And I'm not talking about the Calgary Flames either. And Lesnar's tapping out again, but again, that's not going to get you the win. But that'll definitely weaken him. And the fact that he's been busted open, now CM Punk is really going to go in for the kill. I mean, I guess he can really ditch out the punishment. You know, because it was Lesnar who actually attacked him from behind at one time. And, you know, they really want to put this one away for good. I mean, this has been a great rivalry, but there's an old saying, all good things must come to an end. A suplex onto Brock Lesnar. And man, is it getting... It's starting to get real hot in here. A whip into the corner. Nope, missed the clothesline, did Lesnar. Oh, and a double axe handle. That'll definitely take somebody down. Of course, it doesn't have the same... Wait a minute. GTS onto Lesnar. Oh, but a poke in the eye. But then again, there are no disqualifications because, well, the only way to win is to set your opponent on fire. So there's no disqualifications. There's no countouts because, well, how can you be counted out? And now CM Punk is gonna set him on fire if he can. But will he? That's the question. Oh, but Lesnar is fighting back. I don't know where Lesnar's getting the strength to do this. I really don't. Another elbow onto the back of the head. But Lesnar is just fighting on instinct because, you know, with all the blood he's losing... Oh, wait a minute. I mean, this could do it. I don't know. We'll see. He just needs to put him away here. Oh, but Lesnar, I don't know where he's doing. I don't know how he's doing it. And wait a minute, what's this? Oh, he's got a heel hold. A heel hold. And just like Lesnar could tap out, CM Punk could tap out, and it wouldn't do him much good. And it's not going to do Lesnar good either. Yeah, he's tapping out, but that's not going to get him the win. But that'll definitely, you know, keep Punk from moving around too much. And a power bomb. Nope. Another one. And another one. Uh-oh, now it's CM Punk that's in trouble. Uh-oh. F5! F5 onto CM Punk. Oh, but CM Punk... I mean, I guess being that Lesnar has lost a lot of blood, I guess the F5 doesn't have as much effect as it would have if Lesnar was in much better condition. Not to say that he wasn't to begin with, but it's just, you know, he is losing a lot of blood, and CM Punk is not. Although, if Brock Lesnar continues to use the heel hold, that'll definitely keep CM Punk grounded, more or less. I mean, if you can't use your legs, you won't be able to escape very far. Not to say that CM Punk is a coward, but, you know, there's an old game of cat and mouse. On a shoulder tackle onto CM Punk. And whipped into the corner was Lesnar. And wait, what's Punk gonna set him up for here? Oh no! On a super backplex or a back superplex. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had a super back suplex. Okay, that's it. There it is. On to Lesnar, but Lesnar whips Punk into the corner and then a whip or a clothesline onto Punk, and now it's Punk who's in trouble. And Punk, oh my goodness! Lesnar has done it! And despite the fact that he was busted open, and look at this, Punk is on fire. But folks, the winner is Brock Lesnar, and yeah, now they're gonna have to get him to the hospital to treat those burns if he has any. I mean, the only saving grace was that he had a shirt on, but Brock Lesnar, I don't know where he had the strength, because for the most part, Lesnar was in terrible shape. He was busted open, and it looked as if he was going to be the one getting burned, but Lesnar somehow was able to turn the tables on Punk and not only win the match, but also end the feud and prove once and for all that he is the superior athlete. But folks, that's it for the feud between these two. It's over. But we still got more matches coming up, so stay tuned. They're coming up right after this.